I can go back to sleep.
Think about this. Should someone who's not even a U.S. citizen be allowed to serve on a jury or monitor an American election? That debate is, of course, spreading across the nation. The LA Times' Chris McGarrian joins us. Chris, nice to see you. And tell me, what is going on in California with people who are not citizens serving on juries and even being poll monitors?
Well, right now, Governor Jerry Brown signed a bill to allow non-citizens to serve as poll workers. And they say this will help expand the number of multilingual poll workers, help more people who can vote and don't speak English as well understand how to cast their vote. Now Jerry Brown has another option to sign another bill that would allow non-citizens to serve on juries in California.
Now, there's non-citizens, and then there are people who may just be, they may have a green card or something, be here some legal standing, and then there are people who are here illegally. Are you included, or is the state of California included in the category of people who might be able to serve on juries as being people who are here illegally and also as poll watchers?
No, this bill only affects immigrants who are here legally.
And in terms of, there's another aspect, I read someplace else in California that if you are not a citizen, you could still become a lawyer and practice law and be licensed to practice in the state. Is that correct?
Yes, and that actually could affect some immigrants who are here illegally and were brought here as a child by their parents, essentially sort of like a DREAM Act type of situation. And that was passed by the legislature as well.
Is this bill popular among people in California? Are some people up in arms about having people here legally but non-citizens serve on juries or even monitor at polls?
Well, it's all been pretty divisive. It's kind of a question of what it means to be a citizen in the country at this point and in California. And a lot of Republicans have opposed the bill to allow non-citizens on juries. Because the people who are making the laws are American citizens, and they wonder why should we have non-citizens interpreting and implementing the laws when they sit on juries.
And in terms of Governor Brown, obviously he's in favor because he signed one. He's going to likely sign the other, right?
We're not sure what he's going to do with the jury situation. He hasn't indicated one way or the other. He usually holds his cards pretty close to the chest on this.
Well, we'll be watching to see what the governor does. Chris, thank you.
Sure.
Now to our legal panel. In San Francisco, former prosecutor Jim Hammer, and here in Washington, defense lawyers Bernie Grimm and Ted Williams. Bernie, first to you. Non-citizens here legally on jury panels.
Yeah, legal permanent residents. What they should have done is taken a poll of Hispanic people in California to see how many people wanted it. They don't want it. They don't want to come to court. My clients are Hispanic, completely distrust the court system. They don't want to be defendants. They don't want to be jurors, not to mention they're laborers, farmers, they're housewives, obviously some middle class. They don't want to go to court and get $15 a day when their family's starving. Not to mention, I talked to the Federal Public Defender's Office out there, Rita Bosworth, who's been out there a long time, and it doesn't affect her at all because in federal court, under the U.S. Constitution, you have to be a citizen. So she doesn't see any of those jurors at all.
Ted?
Well, Bernie is absolutely right. Legal immigrants, unfortunately, are not citizens, and only citizens should very well serve on juries. But we must look at jurors are made up of peers, and these legal immigrants, when they get into some difficulties, well, perhaps they should have jurors of their peers, and that's their argument.
I'm going to rescue you from that one. I'm going to talk right over you so no one hears that one. I'll do you a favor and talk over you.
Yeah. But I don't think they should serve on juries. Let me make sure we're clear.
All right.
Let Ted keep going, Greta. He's making my argument easier. Let him keep going. Let him keep going. He's making my argument easier.
I'm a protector. And Ted's next thing is going to be see that if you're charged with murder, you ought to get 6 murderers out of the prison to judge, or 12 rather, to judge you.
A jury of murderers. Scott Peterson would have liked a jury of killers. Exactly. Listen, I think this is a close call. Some of these are really easy. This isn't so easy for me. I think it comes down to how you look at it. If you see voting, like I see voting as a right of a citizen, it depends how you look at jury service. If you look at it as a right, then I think it goes with citizenship. If you see it as a duty, which I do out in California, I get called, Greta, once every 2 years to jury duty. We spend a lot of time on jury duty out here. I don't see a problem with this, with legal residents being called to it, but then lawyers like Bernie and Ted and me ask really tough questions. We throw citizens off the jury. We'll gladly throw legal residents off if they're bad jurors.
All right, I haven't read the full list of the Supreme Court case dated 1880, Strata versus West Virginia, but it talks about the composed juries being composed of your peers, and it says one portion is persons having the same legal status in society as that which he holds. Now, I don't know exactly what that means.
Yeah, I mean, that was the case in West Virginia, where the law in West Virginia said, back then the statute said colored people can't serve on juries, and thank God, a well-written Supreme Court opinion where they said the 14th Amendment was created to overrule slavery and inferiority with African Americans to get them on juries.
Yeah, but I think
which is a different issue than we're talking about here. Okay,
different,
okay.
correct.
Well, I think in the Strata decision, which I've also read, that it's subject to interpretation when you talk about these individuals and their peers. I have to go back to the word peers. Again, I am not saying that these legal immigrants should serve on juries, but try to understand they do pay taxes, and if they're lawful and abiding citizens here in America, I think they should have some of the safeguards.
I know, for some reason it bothers me that people watching polls, with the troubles we have at polls, that why we would want to have people who sort of weren't on the team, you know, in the sense that they are not citizens, they can't vote, they're there just simply maybe, you know, to get a job, and I don't mind people getting jobs, but the whole idea is that, you know, for some reason, I don't know why voting bugs me, and even serving on juries. Jim, I'll give you the last word.
I agree with you, too. Listen, voting, I was thinking about this a lot today. Voting is the heart of citizenship, and I would never agree to extend voting to non-citizens.
So is juries. You know what, so is, you know, you should be judged. I mean, like, I don't want to go pick 6 people of another country to judge me. I just
Absolutely
don't. I don't
not.
know. I want my team to judge me.
Listen, if we had a law,
right
I'd vote to keep I'd keep stupid people off juries, and we've all met some of those. There are good, hard-working legal residents who'd make fine jurors. With enough questions, Greta, I'd have no problem putting some of those people on my juries.
All right, well, you get the last word. It's your state, too, so you're the one who's going to be doing it. But anyway, gentlemen, thank you.